So what's the point in making art? The point is to make so you can share. So you make and share and you make and share and you make and share. I'm Shantell Martin and I draw. I'm drawing on canvases, I'm drawing on walls, I'm drawing on cars, I'm drawing on shirts, I'm drawing on shoes. 99% of that is done live. When you're drawing live, you have no time to think, you have no time to hesitate, you have no time to plan, you have no time to be anyone else. So this is the cover of the Home and Garden section. And it's funny, I didn't know it was a big deal at the time, so I only bought one copy. So if you have an extra spare copy out there, I'd take it. I remember my art teacher telling me, Shantell, don't apply for art school because you're not good enough and you won't get in. At that point, people were only telling me what I couldn't do, so I ran away. I started my career in Japan, in a culture that was craft-based, in a culture where people learn things and practice things over generations, over long periods of time. And I remember thinking to myself, what can I master in my lifetime? What could I become profoundly confident with? What about a line? You know, I draw, I love drawing. We all draw. So with these and these, I'm gonna draw like this. What kind of hard work and patience would it take so that when I draw a line, it is recognizably mine? Moving to York was very humbling because if no one knows who you are, they don't care who you are, and everyone is an artist. And you start to lose yourself, you start to lose your way. And so I decided, well, I'm not going to not make art because you won't show it. I'm going to draw and make the world my canvas, and I'm going to use any drawing tool that I can get my hands on. I'm going to draw and I'm going to draw and I'm going to draw and I'm going to draw. I'm going to share and 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 draw. Just give me a pen and I'll make something. You follow the pen and you allow it to flow and you allow it to go wherever it needs to go, wherever it wants to take you. You are a willing passenger. And now you repeat that and you repeat that and you repeat that and you repeat that. But over time you get to extract what you look like. Over time you get to extract what your line feels like. Something that is recognizably yours. We have this contact between our head and our hand. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. It comes down to drawing. It comes down to that initial mark that you make. And without this pen, I wouldn't have traveled. I wouldn't have collaborated. This tool has allowed me to discover who I am. Goodbye. So before I get started, let me do a quick question, a quick poll. If you can draw, put your hand up. Okay, that's good. It's probably the best poll I've ever had. So let me ask you a question. There was a few of you out here who didn't put your hand up. And if you didn't put your hand up, think about that. Why? You can all draw. We can all draw. We do it as 2-year-olds, as 3-year-olds, as 4-year-olds, as 5-year-olds, maybe even 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. It's just that along the way, somewhere, you learn that you can't and someone else can. You know, perhaps it was a teacher or a parent who said, that's not a dog, that's not a teacher, that's not a house. This is how you draw a dog, this is how you draw a teacher, this is how you draw a house. And then when you look at your sisters or your brothers or your friends and their house and their dog looks like the teacher's house, you start to believe I can't and they can. But I'm here to kind of mix that up a little bit. This is where we all start, the blank canvas. This is something that can be really intimidating, really scary. What if I do something wrong? What if I make a mistake? What if there's too much pressure in the room watching me? But I can flip a switch and see this in a new way. I can see this as a blank canvas for possibilities, for ideas, for freedom. And I start all my canvases, I start all my drawings in the same way. I start with this initial line, this initial skeleton. And for me, this is like the structure, the foundation of the drawing. It's what holds it all together. You know, you could imagine if I was listening to music right now, that could be affected or reflected in the line itself. But right now I just have music playing in my head, so I have to go along with that. And so you create this structure, this DNA, this skeleton. And just like the DNA within all of us, this is what makes each drawing unique and different. It's like a little dance on the canvas. You're creating movement. So now it's not about moving, it's about creating, it's about sharing. And I started, as you saw, I started my career in Japan as a VJ, as a visual jockey, doing live drawn illustrations to DJs, dancers, and musicians. And what that did is it put me in this position that I'm right in right now. It put me in the position where I don't have time to think, I don't have time to plan, I don't have time to hesitate, I don't have time to be insecure. Right now, I only have time to be myself. So you're all out there keeping me honest, keeping me vulnerable, keeping me being myself. So once I've done that, I've created this structure, this DNA, this skeleton. I look for little shapes, for little pockets to fill that in. So what do we have here? All right, we got this kind of line here. It's like smooth and soft, like the side of a face. So I'm going to do a little nose. If you have a little nose, you have a little mouth. A couple of, what do you call these? Okay, couple of eyes. There you go. What else do we have? Probably let's try another one. We've got another round kind of soft face here. So we do a little nose, we do a mouth, and we have a couple of, yes, there we go. See this, it's almost like a triangle shape. So we're going to do a little bird's beak. And if you have a bird's beak, you do a couple of eyes. There you go, a little eye. What else do we have? Another little face here. Nose, mouth, couple of... Okay, so you might tell I'm all the way from London, but I actually live in Jersey City. But, woo! So I'm from London, where my TH is an F sound. So these are my free birds. It's like a joke to myself. So keep drawing. Stick figures. Sometimes people tell me, Shantell, I can't draw, I can only draw stick figures. And I say, great, me too, let's collaborate. But there's two types of stick figures. There's like these guys that just hang out and have fun. But then there's the real workers, the real hard workers that keep the structural integrity of the whole drawing together. It's kind of like at school or in the workplace where you have people who just show up and have fun and people who actually put their heads down and do the real work. When I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, right now I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just going to do these dashes. And they make me look busy. Okay. Shantell, look professional. People are watching you. Look professional, okay? There we go. If you have almost like a space like this where it feels like the ocean would go, I'm going to do the ocean, a little boat, because we need to sail along the seas. And I only became an artist because my teacher at art school said, Shantell, you know, when you finish school, don't apply for art school because you won't get in. And no one else was telling me what I could do, so I did the only thing that someone told me I shouldn't do. And then I got into art school, and then now here I am. But dashes look professional, don't know what I'm doing. Trees, simple line, followed by 3 lines. We want it to be a sunny day, we want it to warm up outside, so there's the sun. We'll do a little bird's wing right here. So something I often think about is how lucky I am. How lucky I am that my gift is in the form of a pen, that my gift is in the form of something so accessible. How lucky is that? I was able to pick up a pen and realize that I loved drawing, and I loved creating, and I loved sharing that with you. But what if your gift isn't this accessible? What if your gift isn't as accessible as a pen? How do you find your gift? How do you find your passion? I don't know. It's just something I think about. You thought you was going to get an answer there, right? Okay, we're in New York. Okay, dashes. You know, sometimes it's good to know who you are. So I like to write my name often. So Shantell Martin. It's a little cheesy, but, you know, I have the word art in my name, so I'm doing what I was meant to do. Woo, yeah. Okay, another little plane here. This is flying from somewhere, maybe SF. There we go. Dashes look professional, no idea. Dashes. And some people ask me, well, Shantell, what happens if you do make a mistake? And I say, well, this is one big mistake. I've just learned to enjoy the process. So it's something for you all to think about. I don't know if it works so well if you're doing math or something like that, but... Okay, another little face. Let's do this. Another little face, mouth, and a couple of... Yeah, there you go. You're all with me. We're connecting. We're experiencing. And that's why we're here, right? To connect, to share, to experience, to collaborate. Dashes. And it's funny, a lot of people also... I get asked a lot of questions as an artist. But another question people ask me is, Shantell, how do you know when you're done? When you're drawing, how do you know when to stop? And I say, imagine there's this feeling called stop that's in my toes. And that feeling is connected to a rope. And that rope is in the form of ink or a line. So when I'm drawing, I'm pulling this rope out, I'm pulling this ink out, I'm pulling this line out. And if you had a lot of rope and ink and line in you, you would feel when it was all the way out, right? Right? But it's not out yet, so I'm going to keep drawing. Okay, so maybe some little movement lines here, dashes, maybe a little face upside down, nose, mouth, a couple of eyes. Words and lines for me are the same thing. It's just that we give words more importance, but words are made up of lines. Little nose, mouth, eyes. We got someone here. They're reaching for the top. But we can always reach a little higher, right? So there we go, top. A couple of dashes here. And then I felt that feeling. I felt that feeling that said stop. So I'm going to walk away. I'm going to look at this for the first time. You can all clap. It's fine. And this is when I surprise myself. I surprise myself because it works. It feels good. And it feels good because there's good intention behind what I'm doing. It works because there's good intention behind what I'm doing. It works because there's good intention behind what I'm doing. It works because there's good intention behind what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to shimmy over here and put my pen down. So this is where I'm going to involve you all a little bit. I need a couple of words. Ocean, power, atrocious, ocean, love, Jeff? Okay. Love, atrocious, power, and Jeff. All right, so we're going to move over here. What I want you to do, I want you to do something for me, is I want you to close your eyes. And it's going to be a couple of minutes. I want you to close your eyes. Open your eyes. See the ocean. Open your eyes. Understand this is your place. Understand why you walked through that door. Understand why your seat is on this floor. Understand why your feet are on the floor. Understand why you're in this room. Understand why you woke up today. It's atrocious out there, but we don't care because we're fine anyway. Yes. Love and abundance in this room. Love and abundance as I see you. Love and abundance. Let's throw that atrocious stuff out, right, Jeff? Love and abundance in this room as I see you and you know me and I know you, because we're all magical, magical, magical and magical and magical and magical. Because for you to exist, they had to exist, and your parents had to exist, and their 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 parents had to exist. And do you know how crazy that is? We're all a magical, the biggest mistakes. But we're here because because we're here to take, we're here to share, we're here to make. We're here to know, we're here to create. We're here to see, we're here to bake. Bake the futures and bake these cakes. Bake the futures and bake these cakes. Bake these big elaborate cakes. Bake these lives and bake these cakes. So think about why you woke up today. Think about why you walked through that door. Think about why your feet are on that floor. Think about why we should all share more. Think about why we should all know more and be more and see more and give more and be more. Love abundance, meditate, Jeff. Love abundance, meditate with your eyes. Your eyes, your eyes, your eyes. I see your eyes open them bright. Because it's not enough to see, it's enough that you need to be. It's not enough just to see, that you need to be. You need to be yourself, know yourself, be yourself, feel yourself. You are yourself. I know you, you know me, I know you, you know me, because we are all we. And we can all see that this is the future that we will create. This is a future and that big cake that we bake. This is a future that we learn, that we grow, that we see, that we learn, that we grow, that we sow. So imagine and meditate a future, the ocean, the sea that we can all be. So close your eyes with me. Thank you.